Okay. So French articles. All nouns in French have a gender. Either they are masculine or feminine gender. Unlike English language, there can be neutral gender in English language, but in French, all these nouns have a fixed assigned gender, that is masculine or feminine. Like person, animals, things, or even abstract ideas or notions can have a gender. So in French, this definite article the in English that we are going to have four different forms in French language, like le, la, and l apostrophe. You can see le, la, l apostrophe, and le. These four different forms are available in French. So they are based on the gender thing. So this le is for masculine singular, la for feminine singular, l apostrophe for vowel or h based words, and le for plural genders, regardless of their, plural nouns, regardless of their gender. They can be masculine or feminine, does not matter. Only case where there are plural, we do not consider their gender, and vowel based. So there are cases where we don't consider gender. Okay, so le, la, l apostrophe, and le, all of those means the, but used for different nouns. Okay. Number thing is also there. All nouns in English, in French, have number concept just like English. So either they are singular or plural based on the even if we just add in most of the nouns, they become plural in French also, just like English language. So it's very easy to understand number, but a little difficult to understand the gender concept in French, and that is what we need to understand first. So gender of the noun is something that we need to learn without observation, and there are some techniques to learn that the gender of the noun, or some of the cases where we have to memorize them also. So let's see the examples I have written. Le village, this clearly means village is a masculine noun, and that's why we are using le. So while it's written French, it's very easy to understand articles and their gender and the noun, but once you have to write or you have to speak, you need to basically clarify the gender and use suitable articles. But while reading a text or listening to audios or videos, it's not a difficult task to figure out about the noun. Now, so we have to learn the gender of the noun separately, and then you are going to use these articles. So le village is going to be, village is masculine singular form, and its le is for masculine singular. Le village, the village, is a masculine. In English, it's a neutral gender. This noun has a neutral gender assignment. Now, la ville, ville is a city. Ville, la ville simply means a city. So a city. It's a feminine form in French, and it's a neutral again in English language. So basically in French, these all neutral gender also based things have assigned genders, as I gave you example of. Now talking about other examples of vowel based words like l'ami, l'hôtel, etc. They are all starting with a vowel word or H word. So l'ami is again starting with a vowel a and ash. These are vowel based. We do not consider their gender in case they are starting with a vowel or H. We are just going to write L apostrophe, as I told you, vowel or H, regardless of their gender, which simply means the friend, the hotel. Now example of plural. So here you see village, only the masculine form. I am writing in plural form, adding extra e, and les villes, adding an extra e at the end, so making it plural form. And now you can see that we are using le because they are written in plural form. Regardless of their gender, we are going to use le even for masculine, and the same for feminine also. So these are the definite articles in French, and there are four different forms, and they are to be learned with gender of the noun. Okay, next, indefinite articles. So in English it's a or an, which is called as indefinite articles. In French we have three different forms for indefinite articles: un, une, and then they. Un is used for masculine singular, un, then une is used for feminine singular, and they is used for plural forms, regardless of their gender. Again, if it's in plural, we don't consider their gender. Matlab, for masculine plural or for feminine plural, they is the only form possible to be used in case of indefinite article. In definite article cases, we used lay for both of the gender. I mean, either masculine or feminine. If it's written in plural, lay is the term that we are going to use. Now, some examples for indefinite articles. Un livre. Livre is masculine singular, so it's masculine form, always masculine, and either it's going to be written in indefinite, it's going to be written as un, or for example, if you want to write indefinite, you are going to write le. So, un livre or le livre. Un livre means one book or a book, and le livre means the book. Une table is feminine, table is feminine term, and that's why we are going to write une form, because feminine singular ke liye we are going to use une. A table, which is a feminine. Now, they poem. Poem is feminine, but remember it's a plural, so only one possible article is there, indefinite also. So we are going to use they poem some apples, which is few apples, which is plural feminine form. Example, comparison between definite and indefinite is indefinite. Un livre is one book or a book, and le livre is the book. Une table is a table, and la table is the table. They poem is some apples, and les poem is the apples, basically being very specific. So indefinite articles are used generally for all those before all those undefined or non-defined nouns, and maybe for introductory capacities. So if you're introducing noun for the very first time in a sentence or in a passage or a conversation, you are going to use indefinite article at least for the first time, and then after you can go with the definite articles. And when you are being very general, talking about anything, you are going to use indefinite forms, which are a, une, and they, of course. Definite articles are, you are going to use them before definite or known nouns, where listener or speaker, both of them are very aware of the noun being used, what exactly they are, and the specific item of them. Already introduced or known between them, this noun is known to listener and speaker, and being very specific about something. This is going to be your indefinite articles. I have written one word, la fin. Fin is feminine word in French, and that's why I am using this one, la, which is of course a definite article, a feminine singular form of definite article, which means the, and fin means end. So the end. Okay, that's it for this lesson. See you in the next lesson. Au revoir. Bye bye.